All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are so excited to be here. And I've seen a message in the chat that I want to echo. Today is the first day you are getting together right here on Zoom. So I want to encourage every one of us to turn on their camera. Let's get to see you. You are getting to meet us. We are getting to meet you. You are getting to meet your colleagues. So let's all try our best to turn on our camera. We want to see the humans, the excitement that you are all bringing, so that you can also feel our excitement. I'm so excited to see you all today and to welcome you to your third day of onboarding. Let me see if you are excited. Show in the chat and let me know if you're excited to be here as much as I am excited to be here. And today, for the first time, I would be your host. I am Ehonia Obed, and you can call me Obed, Ehonia. I mean, any Obed or Ehonia, any of them. Yes, let me hear from you. Victor says, super excited. Ahmed says, I'm excited. So excited to start this journey. Very excited. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Every one of you, I want to hear from you. Great. I love the emojis. Floor star. Very excited. Very excited. Really going to be interesting. Very interesting. I can promise you that. I mean, the journey ahead of us is going to be interesting. Oh, someone is saying no sound. How? I man, there is sound. Oh, your camera doesn't work. That's no problem. Yep. Great. So I'm so excited to be here today, and just to introduce myself, as I mentioned, I am Erenia Obed, and I am the curriculum analyst with the team. So just a small backstory. I was a learner in the ALS SE, the Software Engineering 70 hours program, where I graduated about 4 months ago. And now I am working with this team, and you are going to see me more often. We are going to be interacting. As a learner advocate myself, having the experience having gone through the program, I mean, I know everything it takes to get through this program, how it feels like when you need help, when you are struggling, and I am going to be fighting for you every single day. And we are going to make this next 4 months the best of the 4 months. And throughout the struggles, throughout the joy, we are all going to be swimming together in here. Mohammed says you cannot hear me. How? Mohammed, maybe you need to, some of you might be joining without your audio. And if that is the case, you are not going to hear me. So make sure you join in with your audio. If you're still struggling, you can drop out and rejoin. All right. So that is a little about me. And now let me welcome you to today. We are going to be learning a lot more about what we call PLDs. But then before we get into it, I know that we all have been exposed to some sort of learning in the past before, and everyone has their style of learning. So just to check in with you, what is your style of learning? How do you approach learning? So there are some people that say, as for me, I am more of a visual learner. I am more of an audio learner. I like it when people, when I join groups and we have discussions. I like it when one person takes me at one corner and explain the things to me. I like it when I read textbooks. What is your style of learning? Are you all struggling to hear me? Cole, can you confirm that you can hear me well?
I can hear you loud and clear, Obed.
All right, great, great, great. Okay, so I guess it may be from your end. Ayman, try and fix that. All right, so let me know, what is your style of learning? All right, thank you all for letting me know that you can hear me, but I also want to know what your style of learning is. Wake Up Varsity says visual. Okay. I learn by watching videos. Oh, wow. I'm an active learner. I learn by doing. I like that one. Wow. Okay. Please let me know about you all so that, I mean, we're going to delve more into something, but I want to know exactly how each of you learns. Visual learner as well. Visual learner. Wow, I see. That's cool. Writing it out. Great. I learn by practicing, learn by doing. Wonderful. Wonderful. You have missed the missed. I want you to break it down. What kind of miss do you have? Hands-on learning. I learn through interaction. To me, groups with colleagues. Wow. Exercises. Great, great, great. So yes, keep on coming. Like let them come. I want to know more about you all and how you learn. The interesting bit is in ALSSE, you are going to find a mix of everything that you all are talking about right now. So there is something in here for everybody. There is something in here for everybody. And that is what makes it so exciting to be part of this journey. Right. Practicing and writing. I like learning online too. Great. Practicing makes perfect sense. Maze is equal to reading plus practicing. It depends on what I'm learning, but mostly through practice and writing it down. Wow. My self-learning, first I select a topic that I want, then I try to search source of videos. Wow, wow. That is wonderful. So as I said, we are going to be looking at a particular type of learning that we focus on. But then the more important thing is that every one of these things that you have mentioned is somehow captured in a program. So those of you who learn through videos, we are going to have videos in a program where you get to watch the videos to learn. We have write-ups, we have concept pages. Those of you who like reading, you are going to get something to read. We have practical projects. And in fact, our program is project-based. So you are going to do projects every single day. There is something to be done. And then the major thing is that our program is peer focused. And right now, I want to introduce you to the amazing Cole who you have met and has fallen in love with. I believe that because I saw the chat on YouTube yesterday, and I know every one of you is anxiously waiting to hear Cole's voice today. So let me not waste your time and bring on Cole to introduce himself once again to you and also what we are about doing today. All right, Cole, take it from here.
Thank you so much, Obed. I think you just unlocked a new career. So you need to add an MC to your CV. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the call once again. I'm excited to see all of you, and I think I can see some people's faces. Mustafa, I can see your face. I can see Sparks. I can see your face. Prince, I can see you are so steady. Charlotte, how is it going? Charlotte Akosia Mensa, how is it going? Unmute and say hi to us, Charlotte. Unmute and say hi to us. Charlotte, we are waiting.
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. Admin, I see you. Admin, do you want to unmute and say hi to us? Admin, you know yourself. I'm looking at you. You have the bandana on and you have your headphones on. Admin. Yeah, maybe Admin, I see you. I see you. I want you to unmute and say hi to us.
Maybe he's not even aware that his
Yes,
name is admin.
Okay. Let's see. Sparks.
Hi, guys. Another way.
Sparks, say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Philip from
Great.
Kenya.
Hi from Kenya. All right, let's see.
Hey, how was it?
Let's see. We're good. Maji, I see you. Did I get your name right, Maji? Unmute and say hi to us, Maji.
Hi, everyone. I'm eating. Sorry.
I see that you're not having your lunch, right? All right, everybody. Welcome once again to another session. Today, we're going to look at the PLDs, which is peer learning days, and what it means to us. But just before we go into PLDs, I love the way that Obed started, and then wanting to know everybody's style of learning. So let's start by talking about styles of learning, okay? So there are different styles of learning that you might or you might not know. There's actually 4 categories of it. There's the visual learning style. Maybe, I think, you might have to mute everyone. Hi, okay, let me just mute it. All right, so there is the visual style of learning, right? Where people learn best by actually interpreting charts, graphs, and so on, right? Even watching videos and doing all those amazing stuff. There is also the auditory style of learning. Okay, so it is important as a learner or as a student to know your style of learning. It better helps you to prepare towards how you are actually going to acquire knowledge in the field that you find yourself in, okay? There is also the read-write style of learning, which I saw some people. Al-Hassan said they can't hear me. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me loud and clear, just give me a thumbs up.
Oh, we can hear you. Guys, if you're having challenges connecting or you can't hear any of us, please connect to your audio. If that's not working, just leave the room and then come back and try and connect once more.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you all. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, everybody. So everybody can hear me loud and clear, right? So there is the read-write style of learning, which I see some people already wrote in there. And then there's the kinesthetic style of learning, okay, that you learn by doing. But we are not here to just learn the styles of learning, but we are here to learn how to write programs, how to write software. So how then do we apply all these methods of learning in our learning journey, okay? In writing programs, you cannot just be an auditory learner because you cannot listen to just a forum or a podcast and just assume that you are a good programmer. You need to actually put it into practice, okay? So even in as much as you might be a visual learner, a read-write learner, or an auditory learner, you still need to put it into practice. That is why here at ALX, we have about 90% of our program being pragmatic or being project-based, okay? Great. So once again, my name is Ko Obeidu. If you don't know me and this is the first time meeting me, you will be seeing a lot of myself. I don't know if Malik is on the call, but if not, you will be seeing a lot of me. You'll be seeing a lot of Obed. You'll be seeing a lot of Blessing, as well as Lynn and Irene. Next slide, please. So PLDs, all right? Let's talk about PLDs. What are PLDs and what is its relevance in your studies here at ALX? As you can see on the screen, there's some brief description about PLDs. PLD basically means peer learning days, okay? These are dedicated days or a day, right? So thank you very much, Ayaman. This is a dedicated day in the week where we put you guys into groups and then you get to actually discuss concepts, projects, topics, okay? And actually exchange knowledge amongst yourself as peers. It is one of the most important things that you need to do in this program in order for you to actually succeed in the program, okay? So we ensure that each and every one of you or each and every one of your peers understands the content, the resources, the materials, as well as the projects that you are going to share with you, okay? And also, it is also a medium for everyone to collectively grow in terms of your technical skills, your soft skills, and your professional skills. But you might be asking, how would you be gaining a professional skill from PLD? What you need to understand that in the industry, please go back to the previous slide. In the industry, you will be working collectively with other people, okay? So PLD is a medium or a way for you to actually, all right. So it's a way for you to actually learn how to network and build a connection with other people. It starts from somewhere. So by you trying to build a connection with your peers, you're actually learning how to network. it makes it easy for you to actually communicate with other people in different industries or in the same industry that you might find yourself in. So peer learning days has actually been designed to put you in such a scenario where you would actually have to network with your peers and actually collaborate and work collectively on a particular project. Through this particular process, you also get to learn some soft skills, okay? I think Lynn echoed that perfectly yesterday, all right? But also you get to build your technical skills. How do you build your technical skills? You don't just learn by doing yourself, but you can also learn by looking at how other people are approaching their solutions to the same problem. It gives you a different perspective of how people are actually solving their problems. And that is actually a plus for you, okay? Now, let me give you a scenario. If I ask you to add numbers from 1 to 10, okay? Maybe the first thought that comes to mind is you start from the first and then you end at the last point, right? So you start from 1, you add 2, you add 3, you add 4, you add 5 till you get to 10. That will be one approach. Maybe that is the only approach you know. But someone would also say, if you ask me to add numbers between 1 and 10, how are the numbers arranged? Are they arranged in ascending order or descending order? You do realize that if the numbers are arranged in descending order, it will not be adding from 1 to 10, but it will be doing it in the inverse way. Someone would also say, no, the numbers are randomized. So then how then do you add it? Now, leveraging on PLDs, you get to actually look at, look at and examine other people's way of actually thinking about the problem, devising solutions, and how they actually implement those solutions. So peer learning days are a great way for you to actually learn from yourself, learn by teaching others, learn from other people, build a solid network and a social network, and also improve upon your soft skills and your professional skills. This is why we have created this dedicated day in the week for you to actually explore. The second point for which we have created PLD is sometimes you might feel all alone. Sometimes you might see the project and you're all lost. You are like, this is my first time programming and look at what is up here. I have no idea what functions are. Okay, let me try reading the resources. You start reading the resources and trust me, if you go to Google and then you search for the word functions in programming, you get a lot of materials, reading materials, videos, and even audios. Ask yourself, can you alone as an independent body go through all those resources? The answer will probably be no, right? Now, peer learning days are a way for you to actually collaborate with other learners who have actually gone through some of the resources in a different perspective. Okay, so you don't feel all alone in the program, but you feel like you have other people that you can actually fall on in terms of actually sharing ideas with, communicating with, and actually even people that are in the same boat as yourself. People who do not even understand anything at all. Imagine we are both in a peer learning group, and we both don't understand functions, as I said. Then there will be the need for one of us to actually do a research on functions, or both of us do a research on functions, read and explain to each other. By reading and explaining to each other, we are learning. We are learning from one another, all right? And we are learning from the resource and material itself. So peer learning is very essential in this program, and it is something that we want you to take full advantage of. If it is not essential, we will not host an entire session on peer learning days. So as I proceed, if you have any questions, if you have anything that needs clarification on, kindly put them in the chat, okay? I will be looking at them, but also Lynn will be sharing the Slido link where you can share all your questions. And then after the session, I'll actually answer all those questions. But if you need any clarification, please put your question in the chat. I'll go in there and then I'll answer those questions for you. All right, great. So next slide, please. So I have explained at length what peer learning days is. So from your own perspective, I want to hear from you guys. So at this point, we are one family, okay? So I want to hear from you guys, and I'm going to pick. Please don't be shy, and don't be scared to also answer any questions, okay? And if you want to ask any question, just as I said yesterday, there are no stupid questions in ALX. The only stupid question is the question you don't ask. So please don't be shy, okay? So now I want to know from you, I want to hear from you guys, the relevance of PLDs. Why do you think PLD is important? From your own perspective, why do you think PLD is important? Okay, so if you want to speak, you can unmute and just speak, or else I have to call you. I don't think you, wait, Lynn, do they have permission to unmute? Hi, Lynn.
Yes, now they do.
All right, so guys, I want to hear from you. Okay, so I want to hear from you. Why do you think PLD is important? From all the narration that I have made, why do you think PLD is important? Sparks. Hi, Sparks. Hello, Sparks. Well, you said your name was Philip, right? All right, Mustafa. Head Mustafa. Hello? Oh. All right. Lynn, they said they can't unmute. Can you please check that for me? Okay, answer Bright. All right, great. All right, so please, one after the other. So answer Bright. Can you tell us, why do you think PLD is important? Maybe answer, are you speaking? Oh, you still can't unmute. All right. Please raise your hand, okay? I'll just ask you to unmute. Raise your hand in the on the chat, and I'll ask you to unmute. Okay. All right. So we have someone. Okay, Intambi. Okay, I think Intambi, you can unmute and answer the question.
Hi everyone. I think PLDs are for, if I didn't understand the concept, one of the peers can help me understand it better.
Okay, so don't mute yourself entirely. I think that is a very great answer. But what if you understood the concepts? Then what happens to PLD?
I can be able to teach it to somebody else.
Exactly. So what I'm hearing you saying is that PLD is not just for you understanding the concept, but it's also an avenue for you to also explain to other people, right? By you explaining to your peers, it also improves on your understanding and your ability to actually grasp the concepts. Is that what I'm hearing, Tambi? I think Tambi is muted again. All right, Charlotte. All right, Charlotte Akosia.
Okay, so for me personally, I think the benefits of PLD is to solidify what you already know, and for what you don't know, even for what you know, to also kind of expose the loopholes that may be hiding in there that you probably wouldn't have known. And also, the more you teach,
please go on. Please go on.
Understand. Yeah, also the more you teach others, for me by experience, the more I teach others, the more understanding I have in, the subject matter.
Amazing, Charlotte. I think that is a spectacular answer. Okay, so one thing that you will notice in programming is that it's a fast-changing field, okay? Every now and then something new is coming out. And one way of doing things can be also be done in several ways. But sometimes the way you would actually approach a problem, it might not be the optimum way. It might work, but it might not be the optimum way, right? So by means of you actually explaining your solution to other people, you actually have a better understanding of that concept, right? Thank you so much, Charlotte, for that answer. Oh, I think, you let your hand down. Anyone else? Let's just pick two more people and then, okay. All right, please unmute. Amira. Hi, Amira.
Hi, everyone. I was just, I wanted to tell the same point that you just mentioned, that it's better to know another way to tackle the same problems, because you tackle the problem from one way and other people have other ways to solve this problem. So it's better to know more perspectives.
Amazing, Amira. Amazing. I think that's also a very good add-on. So yes, so being able to actually appreciate other people's perspective of the same problem or solution that is being designed is key to your overall growth, right? Your personal and your professional growth, right? So these are key things, right? This is why we need to actually appreciate PLDs. So regardless of how busy we might be in our daily schedules, we have actually committed to this program. So we need to make it a point to actually join PLDs, not just as a means to just get information from our colleagues, but as a means to also, in the words of Charlotte, solidify what we presume we already know, right? So if you have a concept, and trust me, the projects are going to have a lot of resources and a lot of materials on there. My question is, you have a week to actually solve a project, right? Or a task or a couple of tasks. How many of these resources can you actually go through within that week? You don't even have the entire week because the project is being released to you on Friday, midnight, your local time zone, right? So from that time, you can go through the resources. So Saturday, you have that opportunity. Sunday, you can do that. Monday, now you have to start actually looking at tackling the problems, right? But can you actually go through all the resources? But by sharing the workload, by actually working collaboratively with your peers, you're able to actually appreciate the concepts and the project and the solution that you are designing from all angles. So this is why PLDs are relevant. And I'm so happy to know that we are all on board and we are all understand the relevance of PLDs and we all appreciate why we think PLD is important. With that being said, next slide, we are going to look at how to engage in PLDs, okay? How then do we properly engage in PLDs? Now, I am going to speak to all these points, but then we are going to go into breakout rooms. Now, in these breakout rooms, we are going to meet new people that we've never met. We are going to meet people from our country, people from other countries, but it is an opportunity, it is a stepping stone for us to begin creating new networks, creating new avenue where we have new people, new friends, new acquaintances that we can actually discuss our projects, our concepts with. So then, let us see how we can actually engage in PLDs. I have a couple of points on the slides, which you can see the first one being defining what your objectives are. But instead of me speaking to it, I would want to know, and Sam Bright, if you can unmute, okay? I can ask you to unmute. Can you explain to me what you think defining an objective would be in a PLD setting? Hi, Ansa.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Ansa.
Yeah, hello.
How's it going?
Oh, doing great.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us, what do you think it would mean for us to define our objectives in terms of PLDs?
Okay. In defining the objectives, it to give each and everyone in the particular group the main ideas that is to be discussed in that particular
amazing
group. Yeah.
Amazing. I love the way you said the main ideas. So we are going to set a common theme, right? We are going to set a common goal for which we are meeting for that PLD. Let me give you a classical example. Imagine you join this call and we have nothing to talk about. We have nothing planned, right? It will be quite should I say rough, all right? For lack of a better word, it will be quite hazardous because we will be here, Bright will be saying something else, Amira will be saying something else, Charlotte will be saying something else. There is no clear objective for which we are meeting here. So now, in engaging in PLDs, we need to be able to identify and define in clear and simple terms what our objectives are or might be. So let me put it into perspective, okay? For PLDs, we hold PLDs on every Wednesday in the week. And as well, you have a project that is being released to you Friday midnight, okay? So within that Friday midnight, you have a project, a particular concept. Okay, so I have something on the chat. So Martha says, let me just scroll up a bit. The objective would be to get more intel and understand in a way that is more accommodative to the person lacking less or no knowledge. That is a great add-on, Martha. All right. So as I was saying, so you have a project that has been released to you. So clearly you have a contest. Okay. So it is our responsibility as learners, right, and software engineers in the making to actually engage with the concepts that has been released on the intranet. Now that we have engaged with that, the concept on the intranet, we will be able to identify what our key objectives are. One, I have read the resources and I did not understand what recursion is. Okay, I did not even understand how they want us to submit the project. I did not understand how they want us to tackle the project. Maybe there are about 5 or 8 or 10 tasks. I've been able to look through and I've been able to complete the first 3. But how do I even go about solving the 4th one? Okay, so by going through the resources and going through the project, you will be able to actually derive and identify your clear objectives. So now, if you are in a peer learning group of, let's say, 3 or 5 people, you are going to share this objective with these 5 people, okay? Then you guys will now have to what? Vote. Okay, let's see, Obed, myself, and Amira, we find ourselves in one group, okay? We have a project to discuss, but it's unfortunate that I do not understand the first 3 tasks. Obed, on the other hand, has solved the first 3 tasks. So his priorities are not on the first 3 tasks, but his priorities are on the last 3 tasks. Amira, on the other hand, doesn't understand anything at all, all right? So clearly, what is our objective in this particular instance? Our objective will first of all be to ensure that we have set a common tune or a common theme for that meeting. The first one will be, we need to outline what our objectives are as individuals. Then we need to upvote those objectives. So then we'll see which objective has the highest vote. Then we can start from the highest vote, which will clearly be Amira's objectives, because she does not understand any of the concepts. But fortunately, Obed has already solved the first 3 concepts, okay? And his objectives are to solve the last 3. Okay, so Amira's objective will be our highest goal. So we'll now nominate Obed to actually explain to us how he understood the concept and how he leveraged on the concept to actually solve the first 3 questions. Do you understand? By doing that, Obed will now have the platform and have the medium to actually solidify or build up on the foundation of what he already understands. But in the process, he will be helping myself and Amira, or bringing us up to speed on the concept that we are actually looking at. I hope that is clear. I think I see some things here. Okay, all right. I hope this is clear. Now, you would now realize that we will be bringing Amira up, and then she will actually have, okay, she now has an understanding of what the goals are. Okay, I now also have enough information to actually solve the first 3 questions. But what shouldn't we do when we are identifying and defining our objectives? Our objectives will not be to share code. Obed is not going to give me his code. He can actually share his screen and then run the code for us to see. And then now we can ask most important questions, which we are going to see in a second, right? So by Obed running his code and showing us how he went about it, he actually explains in a term that we would actually appreciate. Now Amira is up to speed and I'm also up to speed. So now we can both add on or contribute to the conversation. So it is important to define your objectives whenever you have a peer learning day. If you do not define your objectives for a peer learning day, then this is what you will realize. You go into a PLD and then everybody will be quiet. There will be no one talking. Amira is waiting for Cole to speak. Cole is waiting for Amira to speak. Amira is waiting for Obed to speak, and vice versa, right? That will not be helpful. It wouldn't be a productive PLD. So what will now happen is we will now start to build up tension. Okay, we'll start building up tension. Someone wants to know how long will this meeting take? Jamal, this will be a 1 hour, 30 minutes meeting. So don't worry. We are not going to take all your day, okay? All right. Someone wants to know, Romeo wants to know, will I be able to watch this later? My connection is in best. Yes, so this session is being recorded and it will be shared with you, okay? Great. All right, so guys, there's also the Q&A, right? The question and answer feature in Zoom. So you can also leverage on that to ask your questions. Okay, so we won't be sharing the Slido link. All right. Now back to the conversation. So we have been able to actually establish an objective, a clear roadmap for what we want to do, right? The next thing is in identifying our objectives and setting our common theme, we now can extract clear action items. Okay, so we need to clarify on our action items. And what will our action item be, right? Our action item will be what we need to actually do. Please do not waste so much time whenever you are doing this stuff, okay? Because you might have just maybe 3 hours or 4 hours for a PLD. So you need to make the best out of it, okay? So in doing this stuff, in actually clarifying your action items, you are agreeing as a team that these are our objectives and this is what we are going to work on, okay? So we start, so it's like we have a checklist. We have the first checklist, explain the concept recursion. So now we know clearly that Obed was the one that was taking the lead. So Obed tries to explain recursion. But whilst Obed is explaining recursion, I'm not sitting idle just listening to Obed. I would also open the resource or do some research on what recursion is. So Obed tells me recursion is when some method or function keeps calling itself. That might be okay, but it might not be good enough. An explanation for me. Then I'll be like, okay, then I can ask questions. Obed, what do you mean a function calling itself? Okay, but from my research, I have realized that there has to be a base case. So what is the base case? Now I have introduced a new term, right? So in setting up and actually writing down your action items, you know which action item to tackle and how to go about it in a systematic order. Okay. Mohammed is asking, how are the groups created? So Mohammed, this will be our starting point, okay? We are going to actually communicate to you how the groups will be formed, but if you feel comfortable with a set of people that you know that will actually work well with you, work well in terms of your time zones and so on, you can actually create that group. But I'm going to show you where you would actually leverage to do your PLDs. You don't have to create a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group. There is an infrastructure on the intranet for you to actually do your PLDs, okay? So you can do that. Yusuf wants to know, would there be a list of grouping us into different peer learning teams, or we have to do it ourselves? So I think that also answers it, right? But I also want Obed to add his voice to that. Obed, do you want to add your voice on that? Hi, Obed.
Hello, Cole. So hi. Sorry, I missed that. I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to add my voice on.
So the team wants to know, would there be a list grouping them into different peer learning teams, or would they have to create the teams themselves?
Yeah, for now, unfortunately, the intranet doesn't allow automatic pairing of colleagues. So I recommend that you try and find people who are working around the same time as you. So we'll maybe start a conversation on Discord so that you get to connect with each other, know that, okay, on Wednesdays, I'm available around this time, so that all those people who are available around that same time, you can connect with them and you form your peer group. All right. Yeah, and I mean, I'll pay attention to that, and maybe we'll make those grouping official, but the intranet doesn't allow that for now. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Obed, for adding your voice to that. And on top of that, we want to make sure that you make the best out of the PLDs, and you are actually very productive, and you have peers that you can actually fall back on whenever you have an issue. Okay. So there's another question on maximum or minimum number of people. So I'm going to answer that in a second. So let's move on. Now we understand our clear objective. We understand our common theme, our objectives. We've been able to outline or itemize our action items. What is the next thing that we can do? We are in the group. We have a common theme. We have our action items. The technique that you can employ to actually ensure that everybody understands your objectives, right, will be to apply a technique called whiteboarding. Okay, now whiteboarding is basically, in a nutshell, I would say it's a way that you are actually going to solve the problem. Okay, so let me give you an instance. I give you a task that write a program or write a program that adds 2 numbers. Okay, first of all, how would you write such a program if you have no idea what programming is? Even if you have an idea what programming is, how would you start to conceptualize that solution? So, not throw anybody under the bus. Ifohi, I don't know if I'm getting your name right. Is it Ifohi? I'm looking at you, Ifohi. Okay, I'm asking you to unmute, so maybe you can unmute. Hi. I think you can see you need to unmute.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, that's you. So correct me first. How's your name pronounced?
My name is Freddie. So
I don't
Freddie,
know. So
yeah,
Freddie, why are you making life so difficult for me by using this name? The name on your screen.
I don't know. My Zoom app, I don't know what name it gave me. So I didn't exactly register them. Yeah.
All right, Freddie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so Freddie, we are having a conversation. We have a PLD, right? We have a clear objective, and the objective is a task to actually write a program that adds 2 numbers, okay? We've been able to itemize our action items, which is first of all to understand how to write the program. So now we are looking at a technique called whiteboarding. Now, given that maybe you might have some background in programming or no background in programming, how would you approach, in terms of explaining to me, how would you approach solving the problem?
The problem using whiteboarding.
Yeah, whiteboarding.
I think what clicks in my mind is that using whiteboarding will be a place where we write everything and everyone has to see in our breakup room, and we'll be able to have opinions on what has been suggested by whoever's writing on the whiteboard.
Amazing, amazing, Freddie. So don't mute yourself, okay? Amazing. I like the way you answer the question, right? So that is putting everything in clear transparency so that everybody would actually be able to see and contribute to the solution that is being derived, right? So in doing so, we will be able to, 1, identify the parts of the program that we actually need to make the program work. So if we are adding 2 numbers, what numbers are we adding, right? Are we adding 5 and 10 or 100 and 1,000, right? So first of all, we are able to ascertain as a group the type of input that is actually needed for the program to work.
Exactly.
Now that we know that, Freddie, so we are in sync now, right? Where are we going to save those numbers? And how are we going to save those numbers, right?
Yeah.
So that is something that a whiteboard can also help us to also solve. So maybe if we can have some container of some sort where we can actually store the numbers in there, it would help us, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
but also know the interval as well.
The interval. So can you explain that further?
Maybe to know if we're adding 2 numbers, are the numbers between 1 and 20 or between 20 and 50?
Amazing. So we want to know the range, right, of the numbers that we're trying to add. Okay. So in this case, that means we need to have a clear understanding of the question. Okay. So are we adding just 2 discrete numbers like 5 and 10, or are we adding the numbers between 5 to 10, right? Through whiteboarding, you see that Freddie and myself, we are having a conversation. So we will have a better understanding of the project or the problem, and we also have a better understanding of the solution that we are designing. I am not teaching Freddie how to write the program, but we are actually discussing on the problem, and then also actually discussing on the solution as well, right? And you would actually realize that Freddie and myself, just on this call, Freddie was able to identify a loophole in the question. Are we adding two discrete numbers or a number within a range? So clearly, we are able to actually work collaboratively on that and build up the understanding from there. Thank you so much, Freddie, for being my partner on this.
Thank you.
All right. So that is whiteboarding. So whiteboarding actually allows you to ask questions, right? And also clarify if anyone in the group has any questions, right? It also gives you the opportunity for other members in the group to actually tell you their thought process and how they're actually thinking about the question. You could see that in real time with Freddie and myself, right? There is a question, I have a different understanding, he has a different understanding, but by leveraging on whiteboarding as a technique, we are able to actually discuss our thought process and converge at a point, right? Where we know that, okay, this is what the question means. So now we can design a unified solution. Okay, we are designing the solution, but we are not writing the code together. Freddie will now be able to write his own solution, and I'll be able to write my own solution, right? But most importantly, whiteboarding also allows us to ensure that everybody understands and everybody is on the same page, okay? So whiteboarding is actually a tool, okay, that we can leverage on. Now, as to how you go about doing the whiteboarding, there is a project on the intranet, okay, that you have to go through and then see how you actually do your whiteboarding stuff. But once again, we are creating the avenue where you have enough support system to actually succeed in the program and make the best out of the program. Okay. Now, let's move on. We have defined our objectives. We have actually identified our objectives and defined our objectives. We have been able to itemize our action items so we all know what we are working on. Leveraging on whiteboarding as a technique, we've been able to discuss the clear action items. Now, one thing that you don't need to do when you're creating an itemized action item is to make sure you don't go beyond 5 items, okay? If you go beyond 5 items, you might end up spending the whole day not being able to solve the entire thing. Why am I saying you don't go beyond 5 items? 5 is an easy number for you to actually cover within a set period. But also, you will realize that if your action items are beyond 5, you can actually collapse part of them into the other one. That is, you can put 2 problems together or 2 of the objectives together to make it 1. So always make sure you have a fixed number of action items. And in my instance, I will tell you 5. 5 is a good number. If you can do 1, great. If you can do 3, great. If you can do 4, great. But do not go beyond 5. Okay. Now, the next thing that we need to do, pair or group program. What is pair programming? Now, pair programming is a skill. Okay, it's actually a skill that you are going to use today, you are going to use tomorrow, and you are going to use throughout your entire programming journey. Guys, give me a second. Let me charge my laptop. I think it's going off. Give me a second. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your patience. I'm back. All right. So pair or group programming, okay? This is the point where you start to write your programs, okay? So throughout the whiteboarding process, you were able to actually identify your problems and then also devise your solutions, okay? You can now start writing your code. Now, how you start writing your code is this. Let's say in this group, I'm in a group with Freddie, Martha, and Amira. One more time. Hi, Amira. I think we are going to be best friends. So I'm in a group with these 4 people, right? And Freddie is the one that is leading the group, okay? Now, in pair programming, we have gone through all these objectives, right? Our objectives and our action items. And then also with the help of Martha, we have also been able to actually narrow down and understand what the solution should be. So now we are going to start writing the program. So pair programming is we are going to watch Freddie write or implement the solution, but we are not going to actually reproduce the same solution as Freddie because there are multiple ways to actually solve the same problem. Okay, so we look at how Freddie is going to write the program and how he's going to get the solution. Or maybe we all give it a go. We can all give it a go, but pair programming is actually putting yourself in teams, in pairs, okay, and writing the solutions together, okay? No matter what you do, you cannot write the same code. In as much as the solution might be straightforward, your way of solving it might be a bit different, okay? So make sure that you do not reproduce the same code as your group members. That way, if you do that, you are not actually forcing yourself to utilize the full chambers of your mental faculty. You are not actually thinking, you are not actually becoming a programmer. Let me take a break. Let me go back 2 steps. Being a programmer, okay, does not mean typing. It does not mean writing code. Please do away with that notion and that misconception. A programmer does not just write code. A programmer solves problems, okay? So if you are solving a problem, it is different from you writing the code. Anyone at all, I think I read a quote somewhere that says, any fool at all can write a software. Okay, not literally, but any fool at all can write a software. But not everybody can actually design a solution. So if we are in a group and we've designed a solution together, then we need to actually be able to write the solutions out ourselves. So you being able to think and conceptualize your solution and actually put that into code is very important. All right. So that is pair programming, right? But then again, we need to be each other's keeper. Okay. We need to be each other's keeper. So that brings me to my last and final point, which is share your group progress. First of all, Freddie, it is your responsibility as a group member in our peer learning group to check up on me and how well I'm doing in the program, how well I'm doing in that particular concept. Because you know, you would also need my help to also check up on you. The concept that we discussed a moment ago, how well do I understand it? Was I able to actually write the code? Someone says we need a demonstration to know how to use whiteboard. So Chamai, don't worry. We have everything packed for you, okay? You are going to be seeing a lot of me in terms of intro sessions and live learning sessions. We are going to be doing a lot of whiteboarding. We are going to be writing a lot of code. So you have that on your fingertips, okay? Great. So Freddie, as I was saying, it is your responsibility to do that for me, and it's my responsibility to do that for you. But as well, we also have to do that for Amira and Martha also has to do the same thing for us. Why? Because we are on this journey together. We are not alone, okay? We want you to understand that programming, we know that programming can be tough, but it will only be tough if you are doing it by yourself and you are doing it alone. If you have someone that you can share the workload with, it will become much more easier for you. And what best way to do that than in a peer learning group? And having a dedicated peer learning day where we have all agreed that we are going to meet at set time, spend 5 hours or 2 hours or 3 hours or 30 minutes to actually go through the concepts, make sure that we are all on the same page before we move on. So you need to share your group progress, okay? You share your group progress with yourself, and then you also share your group progress with me, Malik, and Obed, okay? That brings me to the end of how we can actually engage in PLD. It's been thorough, it's been a long one, but I hope that you've actually appreciated how I have broken this down for you. If you have any question, I think I have, Charlotte has a question. Obed, can you please answer Charlotte's question on the Q&A for me? Right, so Charlotte, Obed will answer your question. Simildo wants to know, so you can answer it live. You can give her a live answer so everybody sees it.
Yeah. I can see two questions. The first one is there a maximum? I think you've talked about that, right? Or
no, so you can just maybe echo
okay,
it
sure.
one more time.
All right. So is there a maximum or minimum number of people per group, or any number of people can be in a group at any time? With regards to that, always to have an effective group learning, when you have a crowd, it becomes very difficult. So I would suggest that there is a maximum for such discussions. And the optimum number we are looking at is an odd number, preferably 5. The reason why odd numbers are like the magic when it comes to group activity is you always want to be able to break the tie, so that if you are voting on something, there is always a winner to that. Okay, so an optimal number of 5, but then I won't fault anything up to 7. So and you can't form a group that is just one person. That is not a group, right? And a group of 2 people, I am not a fan of that, because when the 2 of you are not sure what happens next. So a group, I would recommend a minimum of 3 people and a maximum of 7, nothing more. But averagely around 5 people per group, that is the optimum number we are looking at. And also, are we limited to 1 group per person, or one person can join multiple groups? I mean, at the end of the day, peer learning shouldn't rest on just even on Wednesdays alone. The program is hugely peer-based. So we recommend that as often as possible, you can meet with as many peers as possible, try and learn from each other, catch up as much as you want. So you're not limited to 1 group per se, but then on Wednesdays to engage, obviously, depending on your time and your availability, the way your schedule is, it is recommended that you stick to 1 group that you can always rely on each other. You know the group members and you always be there for one another, but you're at liberty to join as many groups as possible. And at the moment, I am trying to figure out if we can automate the group settings on the intranet. So I'll give you an update on that shortly. All right.
Thank you so much, Obed, for adding your voice to that. You give me a moment to actually rest my voice. Guys, yesterday I spoke for, I think, 2 hours straight, right? But even before that, I spoke for the whole day. So I started losing my voice. And you can even hear that here, right? But hey, it's part of it, okay? So somebody is asking, is PLD starting tomorrow? No, PLDs are actually dedicated for Wednesdays, okay? So in reality, we are supposed to have a PLD today, but we are using this opportunity during your onboarding to explain to you the relevance of PLDs, okay? And how you can actually go about to properly engage in PLDs. So PLDs are Wednesdays. I think it also answers one question I saw on the chat. Okay, yeah, from Mosin. Yeah, Mosin, yeah. All right. And Simelo as well. I think it's the same question. Martha also wrote an overview. So she said, so basically your level of understanding should be your own mental capacity. If not, you are just mimicking what your peers explain to his or her level. Great. Yes, to a large extent. So you are leveraging on what your peer actually explained, but you also have to understand it for yourself. Your peer can only help drive your understanding to an extent, but you are the owner of your own learning. So you need to own your learning and need to understand it in your own way. All right. Are we going to meet our peers on Discord, or there's another way? So Ivan, so I said the way you are going to meet your peers, you can actually talk to them on Discord. You can arrange your times on Discord. You can even send emails to each other. But the peer learning days happens on the intranet. So if you joined yesterday's session, you realize that I showed you a video room or a conferencing room where you can choose one group room and then you all join on there. In there, you can share your screen, you can have group chats, you can take notes, you can do whatever you want in that room. It's been created and dedicated just for you. Okay, great. I think I have one more here. You said the time to be 5 p.m. EAT or 2 p.m. West African time. Why are you making it at this time? Please keep the schedule if I'm not wrong. So what I said was, intro sessions are held 2 p.m. West African time. Live learning sessions are also held at the same time, 2 p.m. West African time, as I think 5 p.m. East African time. I could be wrong, but I think the difference should be right? So if you are in East Africa, you can join the session at 5 p.m., which will be the same as someone in West Africa at 2 p.m. Someone says, hello, how do you become a member of a group? I'm sorry, I joined late. I have load shedding. Oh, don't worry about your load shedding. So Obed has actually answered that. That is why I wanted him to write it. Yeah, but he has actually answered that. So we are working on a system where we can actually put you in a group, okay? Someone says, I am not able to log into my X accounts. Is it mandatory? Your Twitter account? I would say yes, it is mandatory. Why? Because we are not just training you to become programmers, but we are also teaching you how you can also expand and build on your social network, okay? And how you can leverage on this network to actually know what is relevant in the industry, the current trends, and actually also contribute, okay? I think I am going to end here, and then we can go to the next slide. I'll take the rest of the questions later. All right. So the process, right? The process. So you need to find your peers. Who are your peers? Your peers are the people or the person that you feel would be in the same time zone as you, the person that you feel most comfortable working with, right? Those are your peers. But where do you find them? You can find your peers on Discord, okay? Each and every one of us here on this call belongs to a particular school location on Discord. For example, if you are coming from Accra, okay, you will find your school location as ACC, okay? As ACC. If you are from Egypt, you see CAI, which stands for Cairo, CAI. Okay, if you are from Ethiopia, you see ADD, Addis, okay, Addis Ababa, okay? Then if you are from Kenya, you see NBO, Nairobi. If you are from Morocco, you see CMN. If you are from Nigeria, you see ABJ, LOS for if you are in Lagos. If you are from South Africa, you see JNB, and so on. These are all channels that exist on Discord. You need to be active on Discord. You need to ask questions on Discord. You need to reach out to your peers on Discord, right? Regardless of your work schedule. Because your peer might tell you that, hey, you know what? You missed this deadline. You didn't join this session. Maybe you can find it here. It is so important to have that teamwork, okay? Now, once you find your peers, you know who your peers are, and then you know where to find them. You now need to agree on available times. It is so important because some of us might be working, some of us might be mothers and fathers, some of us might be full-time students, some of us might have other activities in our daily schedule. So it is important that we agree on an available time for all of us. During that time, it is only courteous that you meet that times, okay, that you said. You are available during that time. In an event where you feel like you cannot make it during that time, guys, it is so professional for you to reach out to your peers, send them an email, send them a WhatsApp message, maybe send them some kind of communication. Tell them, hey guys, I was supposed to join the session at this time, but something did come up. I apologize, I'm unable to join at this time, but I'll make it a point to catch up with you guys. So if you can maybe record a session and share it with me, I'd really appreciate it. Or maybe I'll join the next session. Or possibly, can we reschedule? Because I'm finding it really challenging in solving this task. But it's quite unfortunate that I'm traveling and I'm in transit and I won't be able to join the call at this time. So can we please reschedule? These are all professional and courteous things that you can do for your colleagues so that you don't end up having Martha sitting on a call waiting for Cole to join, but Cole is somewhere doing something else. I don't tell Martha anything. I don't tell Fred anything. I don't tell Amira anything. You can imagine how disrespectful and how rude that would be. Okay, so let's all respect each other and try to communicate with our peers when we form that group. Okay, it is important and it is very professional for us to do that. Now, once we've done all of that, how do we actually meet? So where do we join a video? We need to join a video conference on the intranet, right? So the location for our meeting should always be on the intranet. So I'll tell you, maybe Al-Hassan, maybe we'll be joining room 4, okay, on the intranet. So once Al-Hassan logs into the intranet, he goes directly to the conferencing room, and then he goes to room 4, and then he meets us there. Okay. So while doing all these things, it is important that you document your activities. Okay. Keep your own log of what is happening, how Fred explained the concept, okay, the questions that were asked, and all those important stuff. It is important to document those stuff. You can use Google Docs, you can use Microsoft Word, you can use normal Notepad, or you can use any tool that you feel comfortable you can use to actually document your activities. But in all of this, you need to actually apply your knowledge, okay? You need to apply the knowledge that you've acquired. If you don't apply the knowledge, you end up wasting 4 months in this program, and then you probably go and pay money somewhere else to do some other program. But you already have all the knowledge here. So if you don't apply all these things that we are talking about, you are probably wasting your time. Thank you so much for listening to this. Let's go to the next slide. So at this point, we are going to take a break. I am going to take a break, and I'm going to preempt the floor to you guys. Lynn, do I still have you here?
Yes, cool.
All right, so we are ready for our breakout rooms. I will be joining these breakout rooms, but in our breakout rooms, I am going to share. Obed, do you have the link?
For the concept page.
Sorry. Yeah, the concept page. All right, good. So I have it here. So I am going to share the link. Oh, okay. Lynn has shared a link on the chat. We are going to put you in groups, and we are going to also post it as a question in your breakout rooms. Your task is to go to this concept page on the intranet and then read that concept page, and then try to explain your understanding of that concept page to one another. Please go through the entire thing that we have, the entire process that we've done. Don't feel shy. We are not here to feel shy. Yes, maybe someone might be more knowledgeable than you are, but it's okay. We are here to learn, okay? Nobody is bigger than nobody. So please feel free. If you get in there, the first thing you need to do is to introduce yourself to one another. Get familiar with yourself, and we'll be in the breakout room for the next 15 minutes, okay? Before we come back out of the breakout room, and then we will take some questions and then wrap up for the session. So, Lynn, I guess everybody's ready. If you are excited to go into the breakout rooms, just give me a thumbs up. Please also have access to, hold on, and there any chance to change session starting time? Even 1 hour later, said in the first session that become time. Yes, so Mohammed, we are going to send you a survey, and then in that survey, we are going to ask you the time that works best for you for these sessions. Given the majority sample, we will now base our decision on that, okay? So don't worry at all. All right, Ansa is excited to join the breakout rooms. Yes, Samir is excited. Hi, Samir. Is it Samir? Yeah, I guess so. Hi, Marianne, Okoyi, Mohammed. I guess everybody's excited. So we are going to put you in breakout rooms. Please, let's be respectful of each other, and let's be mindful of each other's comments. And let's actually make the best out of this PLD day. Today is PL Learning Day. So we are going to read the concept page. We are going to explain the concept page to one another. And when we come back, I will pick people from selected groups to actually explain to us as a group what they understood from the concept page. So Lynn, we are ready for you if you can put us in the breakout rooms. Hi guys, there are 8 breakout rooms, so you can join whichever one that you want. Oh, okay. Can we, okay, there's a broadcast here.
A few of you are assigned to breakout rooms. Just give me 1 minute. I will put you in a breakout room.
So I just added a broadcast message to each breakout room on the concept page. So guys, kindly please go on the intranet and let's start doing some learning. Let's just do some reading. Okay. Lynn, I want to take 1 minute water break. So please, over to you.
Okay, cool. So you guys are really again, my name is Lynn. I know you guys haven't seen my face before, and Obed did such a wonderful job of welcoming you. So today's session was all about peer learning days. And as you can see, peer learning days will really not only help you to improve your skills, but they'll also help you build your network as well as your communication skills. So take them and make good use of this opportunity that you do have, because you never know at what point you'll find yourself in Ethiopia, in Ghana, in Canada, and you have someone who did the program to reach out to and sort of like welcome you there and show you around. Anyway, on to the announcements. One more thing before I do the announcements. On Discord, you do have country-specific channels, so please feel free to just type, hello, I'm looking for a partner, or hello, I need someone to have a PLD with at this particular time, and someone will respond. If you cannot see your cohort announcement or any channels, just follow the instructions that are on my post in the general forum, and you'll find your way around. In case you're having any difficulty getting settled with Discord, always please feel free to just reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to help you. All right, so today's a wrap. Tomorrow's session is going to be an equally engaging one, where we'll take you through peer reviews. So this is another very important aspect of our program, because as we said, as we mentioned at the beginning, your peers really are your greatest and most important resource in this program. So be sure to join tomorrow's session as well, where we take you through peer reviews. And you do have a few projects on the internet that are currently running. We would be releasing a new set on Friday midnight. So be sure to complete these projects before you start working on next week's projects. That's it from us. I wish you a fantastic rest of your afternoon, evening. For those of you who it's morning, I wish you a fantastic day. But this has been fun, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.